Hello everyone. So today we're back at a Ford. Been here before, a Ford Galaxy 2003, and it's a 1.9 engine, AUY or AYU, I can't remember. So the problem with this thing is it cranks and starts, then it cuts out, then you crank it and it will not start. Well, I'll show you the scan tool. So there wasn't any codes in the scan tool. What I done, I grafted these PIDs, engine speed, injection quality, order time of injection and coolant temperature. So what I did see on this thing was it was idling and then it started to cut out, and you could see the engine speed remained the same, but the injection quantity started to climb. I'll show you, and it went up to about 30 milligrams, and then the engine finally cut out. So when I was cranking this over, I was like, why? I thought, crank no start, let's check the crankshaft sensor. So I pinned in, so there's the crankshaft sensor there. It's an AC volt, so it's at the side of the D, so pin 1 and pin 2. Pin 1's white and pin 2's brown wire, I think that is. So I'll show you on the scope. So that's at idle. And to me that looks very low. We're only talking about less than half a volt AC. So if we come out of that, I don't think this is normal. Come out of that, and see, there we go. It's cutting out. It's cutting out. Oh, wait a minute. Get back to the. Come on. See, that's it. Oh, it's murder. So there you go. You can see that in the scan tool. The engine speed remained the same, and then the injection quantity started to climb. So I don't know why, but if we crank the thing, oh, that's minimal. I think it's a crankshaft sensor. It's minimal. It's absolute minimum. It's like less than. We're getting 0.2 on the crankshaft sensor, and it should be cranking, I would reckon, at least half a volt AC. So I think we need a crankshaft sensor. You heard it just went downhill there, sir, eh?
It's like it's heating up and just...
Aye, dying or running out of diesel. But have we got another, have we got another Volkswagen engine there with that crankshaft sensor? It's moulded, George. It goes into the side of the box here. So, update. I took the sensor out and I cleaned it up. You remove it. Oh, it's difficult. I should have took a shot, but it's a 9mm multi-hex socket. So this time I went between battery negative and pin 2, which is a middle wire. Now you can then see what a difference in the signal. So that looks absolutely spot on, apart from a couple of anomalies there, eh? Here we go, it's ready to cut out. And that signal's still there, so it's something else going on here. 18, I think at one point it'll get up to 30. See that? It honestly sounds like it's running out of diesel. So I don't think it is. I don't think it is the crankshaft sensor, because that stayed steady there all the way. It kept adding diesel till it stopped. So it's honestly like it's running out of diesel actually. Let's try and crank it over again. Funny thing, you don't get an RPM signal all the time. You hear that whoosh? So when I then crank it over, RPM, injection quantity 25. Now we get an RPM on the dash. Usually for this stage it starts. And we're getting a crankshaft signal. It's hard to see, I can see it on the scopes up there. There's a funny figure. Let's try this screen. So we've got engine speed, start of delivery, delivery period and synchronization. Let's hope it holds it. See. Right, there's some figures with it running through the valve control pump injectors. So RPM, start of delivery 1.6, whatever that means, delivery period 5.1 and synchronization. Synchronization of what? No sure. Still feels a bit jittery. Let's see, idle speed control. That's okay. Exhaust gas recirculation. That's alright. EGR. You can see the EGR shutting there as it should be. Temperatures. Fuel temperature. Injection limit, injection quantity. Cylinder 1, 2, 3 and 4. Can anybody see anything there? Wonder that synchronization. Is that cam crank synchronization? Maybe no. That's the injector quantity limited. That. Let's just check this idle smooth running. Hopefully this thing will cut out soon. It's done it all the other times. I always wonder if there's maybe an injector leaking down causing this issue. That line there, that feeds the fuel in, and that's the fuel temperature sensor, and that leads into the bottom of the tandem pump. That's the tandem pump there, and then it returns back via this line. So we've got plenty of fuel. We know the crankshaft's good. The only other thing that can be left is fuel pressure, so I know they're bad for shorting out within the injectors. Could be. Where I go from here I do not know. Battery's a bit flat. I'll turn off my car. It's starting to cut out. Wonder if there's a power issue. I'll start my car back up. So you can see there what happened to the injectors. It's like they're all maxed out. Try and start that again. See, we're getting RPM. Crank, 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 crank. Give it a break. I mean, there has to be fuel pressure, surely. So we're drawing in air anyway. Right, I may be getting somewhere with this. So I managed to get it started and it was sitting idling fine. So what I done was I monitored the injector difference. It says injector difference cylinder 1 to average, so in milligrams a second. So the thing was idling lovely. See the start of the graph there on the left hand side, these bits here. Now this is when it went lumpy. See cylinder 1, when that went to maximum 2.299, and exactly the same time cylinder 2 went the other way, it went -3, right? And then cylinder 4, cylinder 3 looked no too bad, you can see that. The swing is not so bad, but still there is a swing, and cylinder 4 had a swing as well. But looking at this graph, it looks to me if we've got problems with injectors 1 and 2, because I read in this scan tool, this has got inbuilt Haynes Pro, so I'll not show you, but I'll read it out to get done for a copy or anything. So, symptom, engine difficult to start, yes. Conditions when symptoms appear after the vehicle has been stationary for 1 to 3 hours. Well, this vehicle's never moved from here for weeks, so it starts and stalls, so it's not got that. No fault codes are present, well, we agree with that. So the cause is the injectors, damaged O-rings, loss of injector pressure through the injector O-rings. Alternative cause could be a damaged cylinder head injector seats, so it could be that. So the solution is check the injector pressure. If the pressure reaches a specified value but fluctuates constantly, connect the diagnostics tool. Now I can't measure pressure on this. Check the injector signals. Example, if the display is valued are injector 1 plus 2.9, injector 2 minus 0.26, injector 3 plus 2.9, injector 4 minus 0.31. The engine control unit is attempting to compensate for losses in fuel pressures occurring through injectors 1 and 3. So we've got it through 1 and 2. Check the oil level. Well, I have checked oil level and it is slightly up. The engine oil level rises above the maximum level due to the overfilling and dilution by fuel. Remove the injectors, renew the O-rings, renew the injector seats, renew the injector seals, check the cylinder head, renew if necessary. So, according to this, we're needing new seats or O-rings, or I don't know if it's injectors, no idea, but I'm going to speak to a specialist on Monday. But what a pain, man, what an absolute pain. So I'll prove to you. I'll not wonder if it will start it now. There we got RPM. But actually, if you just keep cranking, it eventually starts after about a minute or two. So we know it's to do with fuel, and it'll be to do with fuel pressure. But trying to confirm that, oh boy, that was painful. Anyway, let's see if it will start this time. No, we'll leave it for the day. I'll phone the injector specialist on Monday. Thanks for watching.